Hey again, how's it going? I thought I'd talk a little bit about ego. Something's telling me to have a little chat about that. I know some twin flames, and it's so funny how being on the other side of coaching other twin flames through and hearing them speak about, say they just got into something, a fight, and, they'll send me texts and stuff like that, and just seeing the ego. The funny thing is it is a lot harder to see it for yourself. When I look at my own fights or things like that with my twin, I don't see it the same as when I talk to other twins. So I feel like through helping other twins, it's really helped me along in my journey. And I think there's something I'm gathering from it that I'd like to share with all of you. Is just to really take a look at your ego. Ego is basically what we're battling here. And it's that little devil on the one shoulder is almost how I think of it. Ego is necessary in some ways. We need some ego. But I do think that this day and age, humanity, we're living in ego so much. Ego is just this little thing that gets like bothered, like, oh, you think you're gonna get away with that with me, or fear, or it can be so many different things. It can show itself in so many different ways, but I just see the ego as pretty negative majority of the time, and we're trying to battle that. So I find the twin will basically be able to trigger you in a way that shows you your ego and makes it so your ego really comes out. And the way you resist your twin, look at what you're fighting about. Look at look at your texts. Look at right before they ran, what was said. What did you say? What did they say? Really look at it, and look at it objectively. Take away all your emotion and take a look at what are you expecting? What are you trying to get from them? What are you thinking they should do for you that they're not doing it? Why do you expect that? What gives you the right to expect anything of any other person on this planet? I was just reading a quote, and I keep seeing it all the time since I've met my twin, and it's basically saying, like, without any expectations, you can't be disappointed. And it's so true. We put out way too many expectations, and we're also basically programmed since we're born, and even from our ancestors, to expect certain things of other people, and think the world works in a certain way. Well, we're in a shift right now that everything's changing. We are going to live in a way that is more free. Basically, there's someone named, there's a guy who is channeling someone from another dimension, and it's called Bashar. If you get a chance, you can look it up. One of my spiritual friends showed him to me, and I was blown away. And Bashar teaches a lot about what it's like in another dimension. And I know it sounds crazy, but whether you believe in it or not, the ideas that they have are amazing. And what my friend told me was that in this dimension, which sounds more advanced than we are, if two souls or two lives come together and they want to spend time together, they just enjoy it for what it is. They don't get married. They don't make plans ahead of time, like, okay, you're mine, you belong to me, that's it, we're gonna be together. I get why humanity chose to be that way, but we are definitely, the twin flames are leading the way in shifting that. So whatever you expect, think about it. Why do you expect that? And the thing I notice from so many twins is they're so afraid, and they are so afraid to just spend time together, enjoy the connection, and just use it for what it is. I know it's so hard to not freak out. Like, are you using me? Like, why are you not committing to me? And like, why do you ignore me? Like, we were so close, and why did you ignore me? Like, the same frustrations are with so many twins I know, myself included. And you're like, how does this go together? Like, I've seen and been taught my whole life, no one's ever treated me like this way. Because if you like me or you love me, you should do this or you should do that. The twins are here to show you how to shift that. We need to shift our paradigms. Humanity is shifting. We are going into a new way of being that is more in tune with our souls, and our souls are free. So I know it can be difficult, but look at when you're fighting and think about why were you fighting? What were you fighting about? I guarantee you most of the time it's about some of what I was just talking about. It's ego driven, it's ownership of a person, it's control, it's expectations. Throw that all out the window. It's just enjoy the connection for what it is. Come together, spend time together, don't be afraid. That's how you build the connection. Be vulnerable, let go. I know it's tricky because it's like, oh, this person's using me, and it's a fine balance because you have to love yourself too. So you have to do what's also best for yourself, but at the same time you have to be vulnerable. it's it's so intricate, and I'll keep getting deeper and deeper into it and how to describe this sort of balance that I'm finding. Jill and Raimi, I like how they're the twin flame healers. I like how they call it a dance, because it's like a dance. It's like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, one over here, one over there. Like, there's, if someone's trying to sell a book or something like, oh, this is how you get your twin flame, I'm sorry, I don't believe it, because everybody's situations could be so different. And what you're doing is battling really yourself, not your twin. It's to shine a mirror in your face, show you what you're doing, show you all your ego, which are those, the expectations. That's all ego based. So we want to like annihilate that. We want to get rid of that. And that's what surrender is. That's when you're in the void, is you're just blank.